This ain't for small talk, no casual lines. It's for the messages we type but never hit send in time. The draft folder full of ghosts, the words we needed most, left hanging in the silence where the love was once close. I see your name and my throat still tight, still feel the fire from the words I couldn't write. I kept it soft, I played it safe, but the truth don't fade, it just hides its face. Dear friend, can we talk? Not the fake kind, not the polite, I mean the midnight kind. They am not alright, the mirror truth that don't dress up nice. Dear friend, can we talk? Let me say what I held too long. I swallow pain just to stay strong, but healing starts when we admit we're wrong. I practiced what to say in the shower steam, had the whole damn speech but lost it in the scene. I said it's cool when it burned like hell, that's a wound you know too well. Had dinner with regret and pride but never myself. My voice went quiet but my chest stayed loud. The truth kept knocking but I turned it down. They called me too deep, too much, too soft, but soft don't mean lost, it just means I fought. Dear friend, can we talk? Can we talk? Not the fake kind, not the polite, I mean the midnight kind. I'm not alright, the mirror truth that don't dress up nice. Dear friend, can we talk? Can we talk? Let me say what I held too long. I swallow pain just to stay strong, but healing starts when we admit we're wrong. I write cause face to face feels like too much. I text cause your voice might break my trust. I email hope with no time attached, but every line I send is a piece I get back. Dear friend, can we talk? Can we talk? Not the fake kind, not the polite.
Full of storms, but today I won't choke it down. I deserve to be heard, even if it's by a ghost. Dear friend, can we talk?
Some friendships don't end with a fight. They just fade.
I still can't believe we got lost again.
That's our trademark. We promise to catch up next week. Then the week after that, until the silence became normal. And she was still in the photos, but not in.
Dear friend,
I used to think endings had to be loud, voices raised, doors slammed, but you showed me how silence can slice just as deep. We were mirrors once, laughing so hard the world couldn't echo back. Then your text slowed, the seat across from me stayed empty longer. One day you were simple sounds. When they belongs, I stand where the water learns my name, letting each tide teach me release. You are somewhere out there, maybe laughing, maybe quiet.
Can I pour this truth like wine, unfold the ache I've locked inside for such a long, long time, dear friend? Before the silence swallows it whole, I need you to know.
Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome to Dear Friend. Let's talk.
Intimate delivery. There were nights I wrote you letters, tore them up before the dawn. Pages heavy with forgiveness, but too late.
Welcome to episode 2 of Dear Friend. Today we're going to be talking about the friend who slowly disappeared when a friendship ends without a fight. So, dear friend, you've been quiet long enough, so let's unpack it. Today's letter is for the friend who stopped calling, but somehow still finds time to watch everything that you post. You know exactly the kind of situation I'm talking about. That strange space where a friendship didn't blow up, didn't crash out, didn't end with some moment where people said what they had to say and walked away. Nothing like that happened. One day, everything was regular. Y'all were talking like normal, checking in, sharing what was going on in your lives, laughing about the same things you always laughed about. You know, that kind of friendship where you didn't have to explain every little thing because the other person already knew you like that. Felt easy, natural, like the connection just worked. But then, somewhere along the line, that connection started changing. Not all at once either. It, it wasn't some big dramatic change that you would point to. It started small, real small. A missed call here, a message that didn't get answered until later, plans that used to happen without much effort suddenly started falling through. At first, you brushed it off because life happens. You know, life is life. And people get busy. Everybody got responsibilities. So you tell yourself it's nothing serious. But then the pattern keeps repeating itself. The calls start coming less and less and less. The messages start getting shorter. Conversations that used to flow start feeling forced. And before you even realize what's happening, the friendship starts feeling different. I didn't say broken, just distant. Like something slipped out of place and nobody stopped long enough to figure out when it happened. And here's the part that really messes with your mental, man. The person didn't completely disappear. They didn't vanish like somebody who cut ties and kept it moving. Because every now and then you still see their name pop up somewhere. You see they watched your story. You saw that they saw your post. They know what's going on in your life, you know, just from the sidelines now, but and that kind of situation will leave you sitting there wondering what actually happened between the two of y'all. Because nobody ever said the friendship was over. Nobody had the final conversation. It just slowly faded until one day you realize that the person who used to be a part of your everyday life is now somebody who sees you from across a digital room. Hell, maybe across the damn street. Who knows? Could be anything like that. So today's letter is about that kind of ending. The kind where the friendship didn't explode. It just slowly disappeared. Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome to Dear Friend. Dear friend, you slowly disappeared. What happened to you? Let's get into the letter right after this message. Second guessing it don't help me. I'm so tired of feeling empty. Dry my eyes, it's time to fight. Seems like I'm always against me. Seems like this is never ending. I refuse to let it end me. Mentally, spiritually, physically, I need my peace. Oh, I need my peace. I wake up every morning and tell myself, good morning, goddess. Sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and say, good morning, goddess.
All the times that I wanted to be someone hurt. All the times that I should have been gentle with me. All the times that I should have been careful with me. Why did I hate myself? Why did I hate so intensely? Lord help me. I wake up every morning and tell myself, good morning, gorgeous. Sometimes I gotta look in the mirror and say, good morning, gorgeous. No one else can make me feel this way. Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous.
I never got to say that. Good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, handsome. You do matter. Let's get into this. You see, the type of letter that we're reading today is about friendship fading without explanation. Here's the letter. Dear friend, I've been sitting with something for a minute now, thinking about how strange it is when a friendship don't end up like a blow up or some final moment where both people know exactly where things stand. Sometimes the friendship just starts fading little by little and nobody ever names what's happening. One day we're talking like we always did. You know, that kind of conversation that comes really, from knowing somebody, where you don't have to explain every little detail because the other person, you already got it, or I already got it. And then we used to laugh about it or, talk about it. It was easy like that. We could talk about anything or sometimes nothing at all and still feel the connection. And something changed along the way. Nothing that, mm, you know, big enough to call out at first, just small things that seem easy to brush past, you know? A missed call here, a message that didn't get answered right away. Maybe a day goes by before we even talk again. And at first, I told myself that's just life, lifing. People get busy. Everybody got things they're dealing with. So I let it slide. But then it kept happening. In the time between hearing from you, started spacing out more and more. And then the conversations that used to run long started getting shorter and shorter. Eventually, I started noticing something that didn't sit right with me. If I didn't reach out first, we probably wouldn't even be talking at all. That realization hit real different when somebody that I used to talk to all the time. And that's when the whole thing starts feeling off. Because what used to be a natural conversation between us suddenly started feeling like it was a one-sided. And the strange part about it is that you didn't even disappear from the world completely. I see your name sometimes. I see your name. I see that you watch what I posted. I see that you know what's going on in my life, at least the parts that show up on the screen. And every time I notice that, it makes me wonder something. Did you notice a change the same way I did? Did you ever stop to think how the friendship started, drifting apart? Because from where I'm standing, it feels like something slipped out of place between us and neither one of us stopped long enough to even pick it up or look at it, Sometimes I even sit there thinking maybe there was a moment I missed. Maybe something that was taken the wrong way. And nobody even talked about it. Like, you didn't even say nothing. Like, maybe you felt a way about something and decided to keep it to yourself. I don't know. I really don't. Or maybe just life just pulled us in different directions and neither one of us slowed down enough to even acknowledge what was happening. All I know is this: friendships rarely disappear all at one time. And most of the time they end up fading, but in pieces, if that makes sense. A little distance here, a little space there, conversations getting short, time passing longer, until one day I look up and I realize that the person who used to be a part of my everyday life is now somebody I only see from the sidelines. And that realization hurts my heart. It was never a moment where either one of us said the friendship was over. It just slowly became something else. Being watchful, your ex-friend. Woo! I'm going to let y'all marinate on that one a little bit. I'll be right back.
Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, bruh. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, bruh. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, bruh. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. I see it. Brother. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. That's crazy. Brother. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Brother. Come on, brother. Go. Yeah, each one and teach one. Come on, brother. Go. Ain't you tired of seeing other people suffer, my brother? Go, brother. Hey, come still in that emergency state. Go red at the date. If we don't get that act right, it just might be too late. No longer the wait. It's about time we elevate. I know you love to talk down and debate, but how we gon' find a way to keep the kids from getting hit by bullets dead straight on the switch of a gun that didn't fuck up the aim? Don't trip, I'm still pulling up on Saturday at 2 or even 2:30. Big mouthpiece back to clear up your vision, cause I know it's been getting blurry. They say that boy funny and he's strictly good vibes only. COC money land and this G is still the homies. Don't forget every other mental health money to come pull up on me. At about 2:45, we can't go live like it's us only. Surely but surely, old boy said he my dog, but this I heard he been hating on me. Hey, hold up, homie, come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, my sister, don't you know you are destined for greatness? Come on, sister, I put big brother mouthpiece in your playlist. Come on, sister, sleep with your twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister, where the love at? I see black hatred.
Make sure that you check out Big Mouthpiece tomorrow at about 2:30 Central Standard Time. But Big Mouthpiece. Make sure that you set your notification. Sometimes brother got a little thing about time, but it's always a good time over there. And you know what? Big Brother Mouthpiece, he got some music for you. You can check him out on Spotify and all streaming platforms. I shade the big brother. He doing some things over there. Let's woo, Lord, was that letter? Ooh wee. Let's talk about it. Wow. That was impactful, man. Now let's talk about it for about a minute, because a lot of friendships don't end with a fight. Some of them end in a way that leaves people standing there trying to figure out, scratching their head like, what really happened? Like, nobody even sat down and said the connection, changed or anything. Nobody even called a meeting, like, let's get up or something. Let's talk about it. What you talking about? Let's talk about it. I mean, no explanation what they were feeling. Life just keeps moving, and the space between the two of them started getting wider without anybody even talking about it or addressing it. One person gets busy with work and with family responsibilities or whatever life throws on the table, and then the other person stops reaching out as much as because after a while it feels like like they're the only one initiating the conversation. Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. And I know a lot of y'all are going through that, been through that, can actually relate to this. I know I can. Shit. Transparent moment. I can. Absolutely. Days turn into weeks. And then weeks turn into months. And before you even realize how much time has passed, the friendship that used to be active starts feeling like something that you only remember instead of something that you're still living in. How many of y'all can relate to that? Because that right there really messes with somebody's head, man. It's the question that come with it. Like, when a friendship ends because of an argument, at least you know what the issue was. Maybe it wasn't even handled the best way. Maybe things were said that shouldn't have been said, but at least you know what caused their break. But when friendship fades out without anybody ever talking about it, your mind starts doing all kinds of detective work. You start replaying moments in your head trying to figure it out. Like, when did this shit change? Like, when did that start? And then you start asking yourself if there was something that you said that offended them. Automatically putting blame on yourself, you know? Something you did that rubbed them, the other person, the wrong way. Or maybe you wonder if the other person even noticed the same distance you noticed, but chose not to say anything about it because they were like, whatever, whatever. Pause. If that's the case, that's not a friend. That's not a friend. That's an acquaintance. That's an acquaintance. Y'all got to get real clear on these levels of friendship, and I'm going to tell you about that a little later on. Because people throw that word friend around very loosely. But if somebody can say whatever, whatever to a friendship of somebody that used to talk to you on a daily basis, that's not a friend. Be clear. Because that type of ending right there, that leaves people filling in the blanks on their own. When nobody explains what happened, the mind starts building its own story. Sometimes those stories aren't even accurate. They're just the only thing the mind can come up with to make sense of the situation that just popped off. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the other person might be living their life thinking everything was just naturally moved in a different direction. And that's the part that should be talked about, because it ain't talked about enough. Not every friendship ends up with anger or betrayal. Some friendships just slowly step back until the closure that once existed becomes something that you remember instead of something that you're still experiencing. And that kind of end to sit with you in a different way because it never came with a clear explanation. So what you supposed to do with that? What you supposed to do with that? I don't know. It depends on how deep it is for you. Do you want closure or do you want an explanation? Do you want to hear what the other person has to say, what their truth is? Or it's a seasonal thing? Was you trying to make somebody who was seasonal lifetime? Could be you. Could be. You know. But at the end of the day, a conversation should have been had and not just a fade to black. What's your thoughts? What you think about that? Everybody got different ways of processing things, so don't just take my synopsis of it. Weigh in on yourself. Weigh in what you really feel about that. When I come back, we're going to finish this up, okay? Everything's fine. Everything's going to be good. We still got each other.
Georgia, Georgia. Yo, just pulled up to the Love Palace. Ain't no cap here, just facts and feels. D. Kells on the mic, we talking ships, all kinds. Pull up and unpack. Listen to friendships that held me down through the struggle. Companions who dipped when I stepped out the bubble. Family ties that tug, some tight, some frayed. But we lay it all out, let the truth get played. No judgment, just lessons on velvet chairs. We speak from the gut, raw love, stripped bare. Got a steed, got that glow like sage in the wind. Queen Coast hit the mic, truth spilling again.
Ships, we talk it, we walk it. No filters, just real. Love Palace, the spot where your soul can heal. All them ties, all those vibes, we ain't letting them drown. We lift ships up, never tear them down. With
situationships with benefits.
Make sure that you check out Goddessy of Love and Holistic Royalty by Kells when they bring in the ships to dock on Tuesdays, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure that you hit your notification bell. The lesson starts at the Love Palace and the live Q&A, then travels over to Holistic Royalty by Kells. Make sure that you're subscribed to both. Gratitude. All right. So here it is. Here's the question I want to leave with you today. Have you ever lost a friendship without ever having a final conversation? Have you ever lost a friendship without ever having a final conversation. So think about that for about a minute. Has that ever happened to you? The only person who knows that answer is you. If you would like to share it and share that information with the audience, I can bring it up the next time. Or if you have a letter or anything that you would like to share, I can bring that up as well. Hit me in my DM on IG, Chimaka Essentials /blended. And then send me a message or email me at ChimakaEssentialBlends@gmail.com. You can remain anonymous and I will just read your letter. Ashe? All right. So in closing, my loves, I want you to sit with that for about a few minutes and really think about it. Because situations like that stay with people longer than they'll ever let you know. Friendships that ended with big arguments where everybody said what they said and how they said it and went their separate ways. That's not what this is about. I mean, this is about when that doesn't happen. But at least with that kind of ending, you know what happened. You might not like it, how it went down, but you understand where things broke. But friendships that slowly pull apart without anybody saying anything, that's a little different because you're left holding questions nobody ever answered. And then you find yourself thinking back on different times and wondering if there was a point where something changed and nobody spoke on it. Were they also doing the same thing? Was they wondering the same thing? I don't know. But people sitting there trying to make sense out of something that was never explained. So I really, really want you to really reflect on that for real. Reflect on it. Have you ever had a friendship like that? Somebody who used to be a part of your everyday life. Somebody that you talked to. Somebody that you talked to. And now there's somebody that you see from a distance. And if the conversation today feels or felt familiar to you in any kind of way, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I read them. And if you don't want to drop it in the comments here, hit me on it in my DM on IG. Or, you can send me an email. The contact information is in the box. Because I will read them. I really will. So, dear friend, you've been quiet long enough. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. All right. Until then, see you next time. See you next week. And if there's anything, like I said, if you would like me to read for you, I will. I will dedicate a portion of the show to that. Totally anonymous. And see what happens. Okay? All right. Be well, stay safe, ashe, and deep bow to each and every one of you. And I shall see you very, very soon. But I'm going back to my cave. I really am. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for coming through and supporting me and this platform. You are truly appreciated. Thank you, dear friend.
Throat full of storms, but today I won't choke it down. I deserve to be heard, even if it's by a ghost. Dear friend, can we talk?
Some friendships don't end with a fight. They just fade.
I still can't believe we got lost again.
That's our trademark. We promise to catch up next week. Then the week after that, until the silence became normal. And she was still in the photos, but not in.
Dear friend.
To think endings had to be loud, voices raised, doors slammed, but you showed me how silence can slice just as deep. We were mirrors once, laughing so hard the world couldn't echo back. Then your text slowed, the seat across from me stayed empty longer. One day you were simply nouns, one day lungs. I stand where the water learns my name, letting each tide teach me release. You are somewhere out there, maybe laughing, maybe quiet.
Can I pour this truth like wine? Unfold the ache I've locked inside for such a long, long time, dear friend. Before the silence swallows it whole, I need you to know.
Welcome to Blended Healing. Welcome to Dear Friend. Let's talk.
Intimate delivery. There were nights I wrote you letters, tore them up before the dawn. Pages heavy with forgiveness, but too late. They don't even knock. The wild thoughts don't knock.
Sometimes the world gets too loud. Here, it's just the tide and my own heartbeat. This cave, these walls, they hold the sound of the sea like a secret. My little home away from home, out there can wait. For now, I just breathe.
I think I need to add some more things in here. I may be here for a while. A blanket, a bit of light, pages to hold what's on my mind. Let the tide keep time for me. Can't finally revenue this. A little screen to keep me company, and a tablet for the words I don't write by hand. The generator hums steady. The stove keeps the tea hot. Fridge full of simple things. Snacks, fruit, bread, even a little jam. Plates and forks so I can slow down and eat like I mean it. And with this mic, this headset, I can do my podcast from here.
My guardian's close, but not yet. I still like to add a little color. It helps me feel like myself. It's a small ritual before I start talking to the world.
Why are you here?
Came to get away. To figure out if there's still a place for me anywhere.
There is. You haven't been forgotten. Come with me. Let me show you. It feels like home. You'll see.
It's beautiful.
And it's yours if you want it.
I think I do.
I was working on this place and you were missed, every day.
I miss you too. It's beautiful in here.
You have to keep going and record your podcast. You're changing lives, one person at a time. Your ancestors are depending on you to carry the legacy, and they're so proud of you. I moved your podcast. Hi, everyone. It's me. Tonight's episode is about believing in yourself, even when doubt feels louder than hope.
Because you can. And tonight, if you're listening to this, know that I'm believing right along with you. Thanks for letting me share. I'll see you next time.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Close off, every always them and nothing. Every goodbye with no warning. They show up like evidence. Exhibit A, the past. Exhibit B, the ache. Exhibit C, the way I flinched when love sounds like footsteps.